Live on Facebook. All right, there we go. We made it. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Up and Moving. My name is Isaac. You've seen me before. I'm a grad student here at Michigan Tech in the kinesiology department. It gets sad because I don't know how long I'm going to be able to say that for. Probably about a month and a half, maybe mid-May. I'll still be wearing this hat and shirt. But the goal of Up and Moving is to be able to provide a workout opportunity for community members, whether you're from the comfort of your own home. If you're in the gym, if you're anywhere, we're live archived for later use. We want to use minimal equipment to make physical activity accessible for everyone. That is why. I don't know if you guys have been seeing the weather hasn't been too nice. I'm sure a lot of people, basically 98% of everyone probably made it to work today. But I've been working from home this morning for a little bit. Just I didn't really like the snow too much. Everything that I can do can be done from my office with my monitor and my laptop. So I'm saying, hey, why not just stay at home? We got food in the fridge. And also we have some warm, gosh, there's a chair there. We have some warm slippers to do to keep our feet warm. So this is going to be showing, I have some beautiful footwear this morning, not for a joke, but just to show you that sometimes when you are working from home with some at-home workouts, you don't have to have your full gym get up on. You can just, there's a lot we can do while still working from home. We don't need to have the new Nike shoes on to be able to be physically active. So for what our workout will entail this morning, I have some new exercises for you this morning, and I hope you're going to be enjoying them. What we're going to be needing is for a warm-up, just grab some sort of a stick, or if it's a broomstick or some sort of a dowel, just to do a few overhead stretches that I think some of our great exercise instructors have been using a few times in a row now. I think it's always a great warm-up and just for some extra support. So make sure you have a stick, and then make sure you have a chair, not just for support. We're actually going to be doing a few exercises from the seated position today. So if you have that, the last thing that I'd like you to have is whether it's a towel, something small, ideally a little towel if you do have one, or a pillow, something that you can dig your heel into that you're not going to be worried about ruining and that you can drag across the floor. That's all I'll give you for now, and then we'll get into more of it later. But a dowel, a chair, and a towel. So if you're ready with that, we'll give you a few moments. I know that's a long laundry list. So we'll give you a few minutes to find all that. I'm throwing you a curveball here. And of course, the usual with our regular hydration. Make sure you have some water with you. I'm going to start my timer for whenever we start. And usually the camera is in a fixed location for these workouts. But today, with some of the different exercises that we're going to be doing, I might be moving the camera around. You might get to see my my beautiful college kitchen. And maybe, so might be seeing a little more here. That's perfect, Nancy. Awesome. Okay, so if we're ready, we'll go ahead and grab our stick or our broomstick, our mop, whatever that is. It'll just meet me in the middle of the room here for a nice wide stretch. This is one of my favorite ones. These four stretches, these first four that we'll go through, this brings me back to, I played golf my entire life. That was what I played collegiately. And maybe I'm a little bit of a superstitious human, but I feel like I always had the same couple stretches before I started swinging. So instead of a hockey stick in my hand, it would be probably my 7-iron or something. So starting off with a Y here, then we'll come down towards the ground. Keeping my legs pretty much straight. You should feel a little bit of a stretch in your hamstrings with this. Then we'll come up once again. And this time, take your hands a little farther apart. We're going to get a little bit of a wider Y, we'll say. or now I kind of look like an X or a chromosome. Then we'll come back down once again, maybe even further towards the ground if you can. All right, now we're gonna go behind the back, and with this, I'd recommend it's gonna be a lot easier to go behind the back if our hands go farther away. So for instance, if you have something that's slippery, don't get any slivers if there's like carbon fiber or anything. But I'm gonna start off with my hands together, and as I come up and it gets tougher, I can just make them go wider until I make it behind my back. So we can just go through that a few times. This is a nice stretch for the front of our chest and the front of our shoulders. And then back here gives us some nice range of motion with our back, with our scapula. Coming up here overhead. And then it's a lot easier to come behind when our hands are farther apart from each other. So we'll go a few more times, and it's going to get easier the more you do it. We'll go one more time here. All right. Okay, this one's always a good stretch. Even just letting it sit back here and keeping your shoulders back. A lot of us with our jobs or anything, if we use a computer, we do have our shoulders slouched a lot of the time if we're not paying attention. So just having something like this, it really keeps you back. So, okay, grab the stick once again. We're gonna go through with a few rotations. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna get a little more light in this living room. There we go. Much better. I wanted to show you all my beautiful student living one more time before they kick me out with my lease. Go a few more to each side. And then we're moving into, this is my favorite one, just using it as a support stick in the front. And then we're just gonna go side to side to get a nice stretch in our hamstrings. So the foot here that I have my heel up with, that's the one where I'm really lengthening my hamstring, and I'm putting some support on my bent leg. And then we're gonna go back and forth. And just so you know, you might think I'm crazy for exercising with my slippers on, but they have treads. So believe me, if I was able to, if I allowed my house to have indoor shoe or outdoor shoes on the carpet, I'd probably wear them to school. I think they're my favorite, definitely my favorite footwear. Go a few more here. Okay, so now we can put our stick away for a few seconds. Now we're just gonna use our good old body weight. We can go ahead, grab our foot, do a few quadricep stretches. We did a lot of hamstring work just there. So we got to even it out, of course. We'll go two more each side. Okay, now a few hip openers. So we're going to hike our hip up, do a little bit of rotation outwards. Two more each leg. Wow, looking at the wind blow out the window, I don't really know if it's not playing a good case for me to really want to leave my house today. I got my charger at home and my laptop and might be able to get a lot done in my house. Okay, some over-unders. So we're gonna get into a little partial squat, go under a barrier, we'll go back under it, and then really similar hip opener. Oh, mine are making noises. Go under. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to go into a too crazy of a squat or anything, but just some lateral movement here. Okay. Now, last one, we're just going to get into some abbreviated jumping jacks. We're just going to go side to side here, even if you can do the normal ones or you'd like to. If you please, we'll do these abbreviated ones here. We're going to minimize the jumping today. I don't think we're going to have to jump at all. Our joints are going to be thanking us. Our meniscus are going to be happy, our shock absorption. We're getting a little upper body agility here. Legs and arms might be getting tired from kicking to the side here. Three, two, one. Okay, last but not least, get into a little bit of a partial squat. And we're just going to side shuffle from side to side here. Even if you like, you can do like a cross formation, side shuffle towards the camera, go back away from us, go side to side, come back, maybe give the camera a fist bump. Three, two, one. All right. So we made it. Okay, and I never thought I'd say it because I don't think our furnace works very well, but it's getting hot here. So give it a few seconds here, grab some water, and then I'll start explaining our first group of exercises, which really the goal is here. This is going to be straight, primarily lower body. Actually, this one's all lower body, our first three exercises. Then the second group will have a little bit more balance and a little more agility with some quick feet. But what I'd like us to really focus on here is, especially if you're in the rehab setting, if you're coming back from a knee injury or something, there's never too much exercise where we're really bouncing around and running around. And if we're a patient or somebody who's ambulatory, can't really move too much, we might be stuck to a chair for a little bit. And what can we do just through the seated position? So the first one, we'll get to the chair in a second, but the first one is just going to be a regular wall sit. And the reason I picked this one is because it doesn't require a lot of movement. So this first one, what's going to happen is we can stick our back to the wall. Our feet can be out in front of us. Let me show you my kicks. So my feet, so if this is right against the wall, we're going to kick them out maybe 1.5 feet. So we have a regular seated position. And then we're going to slide down to a spot where this might be 90 degrees, which is really tough. Really tough to hold that for 30 seconds. Just go in a happy medium where we're adding some pressure to our legs, really similar to what like our shuffles, our side shuffles are when you sort of have a little partial squat. You can feel your quads and your thigh muscles getting really tight here. That means it's working. We'll hold that for 30 seconds for our first exercise. Then our next ones, it's going to be in the chair. And the first one is going to be working our quadriceps. And then the second one is going to be working our hamstrings or the back of the knee. And quick little anatomy lesson, I guess we'll call it. We work our quadriceps when we kick away from us. And then we work our hamstrings or the back of our legs when we flex our leg towards us. So ankle away, works the quadricep, ankle towards us works our hamstrings. So what we're gonna do for our first one, and this is where you can get very creative if you would like to. It really depends on what kind of chair you have or how high it is. But we're just gonna do seated terminal knee extensions. First with our body weight. So if we're gonna go for 20 seconds each leg, we're just going to be kicking straight away. So I'm at the end of the chair here, I'm holding onto the sides. We're gonna kick straight away, try to get to full knee extension, come back and up. And we'll go for about 20 seconds. And you'll find that keeping your foot off the ground just with gravity here, you definitely get a great exercise. One quick way that you could always make it more difficult, and it depends on what sort of bag you have or how high your chair is. If you're sitting in a bar stool, you have a lot more room to hit the floor. I've seen a lot of people before, if they have a smaller bag, this won't work with my chair. But if you put something with a handle, like here's a little bit more resistance. So unless you have a perfect living environment with a low floor and a small bag, then yeah, consider that. But then for our next one, so after we do our wall sit and our knee extensions, we're gonna go the exact opposite way, and we have to go into knee flexion. So making that angle smaller. And what's gonna happen here is I'm gonna advise you to dig your heel into this towel. I hope that you're able to clean it, or if it is a dirty towel already, what we're gonna do is if you dig your heel into the towel, you're gonna be dragging it towards yourself. So you can bring it back and toward ourselves. So what you can see here, even if you try dragging something, works better when you're not on rug or carpet. If you have tile in your basement, or if you're on hardwood floor, it works even better. But I would have had to pay extra for that, I think. But just dragging, even just dragging your foot along the bottom of the carpet, you'll feel a nice contraction in your hamstrings. So just remember, really squeeze the back of your leg when you're bringing your foot toward you. So relax and then contract and up. So 20 seconds each leg. If that makes sense to everybody. If you do want to, if you have tile or hardwood around you, that works the best for dragging something. You don't need a towel. You can just make movement on your carpet, but sometimes it's nice to see something moving along with you. So if we're ready, enough of me talking, we'll get into our first exercise. So our wall sit, and we'll be going for 30 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Sorry, Nancy, I kind of started quickly on you there, so we'll take our time here. Three, 2, 1, and break. Maybe even have another chair around you to help you. Okay. Now if sitting towards the end of the chair, and what we'll do here is, so once again, if you have arms on your chair, you can hold on to that for some support, or just hold on to the sides. So I'm sitting towards the end of it, and we'll go 20 seconds each leg. I'll start with my right one, and what's going to happen here is I'm just going to kick away from me, really squeeze at the top when our leg's pretty straight, and come back down. Pick up, and come back down. I think I've said this a long time, but it really is amazing how we can just use our own body and gravity to get us a great workout. And yes, the gym is great. I love the gym to death. But if you're ever in a pinch and you don't have a gym, we can just use our own body here to really kick our butts. Okay, so go ahead and change legs now. Try to go nice and slow and controlled. Really squeeze at the top here when we're using our quadricep the most. So when our leg is straightened. Three, 2, 1. Okay. Now you can stay in the same seated position. You can use a towel, or if you could just sort of lightly drag your foot along the carpet. We're going to do the exact same seated position. And for 20 seconds each leg now, we're going to go into knee flexion. So bringing our ankle towards ourselves. When you drag that ankle towards you, really contract the back of your thigh, and you'll feel it. Hamstrings are a tough muscle group to exercise really without the movements are a little more awkward, I find, opposed to quadriceps. There's so many different squats you can do. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, go ahead and switch. Another way you can do this, if you have an exercise ball at your house, you can either dig your heel into the exercise ball because it's going to really roll across the carpet. You can also do this with the exercise ball laying on the ground. So there's another idea for you if you have a bouncy ball at your house. 3, 2, 1. All right, so take a break, grab a drink of water. And we'll wait about 30 seconds or so, and then we'll get right back into it. Okay, so if we're ready here, everybody, we'll get back into our wall sits for 30 seconds. We'll get started here in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and good job. Take a break from that one. Come join me on the chair. Give it a few seconds here, and then for 20 seconds each leg, we'll go ahead and kick away from us. Squeeze the front of your legs together. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. This is a very similar movement if you've ever been in the gym, and they're called knee extensions when you're on the machine and you have the barrier in front of your ankle and you're kicking it away from you. This is the same thing except a machine, just our bodies. 3, 2, 1. You can go ahead and switch legs now. Three, 2, 1. Okay, now stay in the same position. Use your towel if your floor surface allows you to, and just kick or drag your heel back towards you. 20 seconds each leg. Once again, we're contracting the back side of our leg now. Three, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch legs. Three, 2, 1. All right. Take a break. Sip of water once again. Okay. I'm just gonna stay seated so I can stay in the camera for you. We'll wait about 15 seconds before we get back into our last set. Especially with our wall sits. If you're a master of it by now, consider going a little deeper or have your butt a little closer to the ground. If it's too tough for you, consider standing up a little more. But if we're ready here, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get back into our third set. We'll get started here in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Wall sit, 30 seconds. Try to stay still. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Get into our seated position. Knee extensions starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. This is an exercise that you can even do while you're watching TV. It's really not that big of a drag. Every commercial break, maybe do 5 a leg. If you're watching a baseball game or a football game, that's a lot of repetitions you'll get in. Okay, go ahead and switch legs. Three, 2, 1. Okay, now switch to the back of our legs, the hamstrings. Drag that foot towards yourself. Three, 2, 1. Switch to the other leg. 20 seconds. Three, 2, 1. And great job. We made it. Have a celebratory sip of H2O. And now I'm going to move the camera back to our stationary position. Down a little bit. Okay, so now we'll take a few seconds here, not too much time though. We got to stay warmed up. Now for our last, tilt it down just a little bit. All right, now for our last group of exercises, this is strictly a lower body workout. However, we got a little bit more spice, we'll call it, where we got to get a little bit of agility done. So with that, we're going to do a quick feet movement. Then we'll move into a little bit of a balance drill. And then we're going to finish off with a very nice stretch. And we'll go through that a few times. So our first one, we're just going to be doing some quick feet agility, whether I'll let you decide. We've done this before and it's very simple and straightforward, whether you have a fake imaginary line on our carpet or our floorboards have a line or anything. We're going to be going side to side, over and back, whether that is in the forward direction or the side direction. So the name of the game here is regardless of which direction you pick, whether you're going backwards and forwards, side to side, get 2 feet over the line and then 2 feet over the line, back and forth. So for instance, I'm going left to right, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So let you make that decision of what you think is your favorite direction this morning, north, south, or east, west. Then after that, keep that towel around you because we're going to do a little bit of a balance drill where for 20 seconds each leg, if I'm using my right leg first, we're going to stand on that leg. And I'm just gonna be dropping, oh, keep it in the camera. We're gonna drop the towel and pick it up. And you can make it as difficult on yourself as possible. Hopefully you're being nice to yourself with it, but you can really put some gnarly locations to pick up the towel, okay? So this is a little bit of balance and some more strength for our legs. We'll go 20 seconds each leg. So I'll tell you when we'll switch. And then the last one, it's called the world's greatest stretch. I've done it a few times before in our warm-ups. It's really going to segue into our cool down. So what's going to happen here? We're going to try to hold it for 15 seconds each side, but I'll just show you the first way. So we're going to go into a kneel. So I got my left leg in front of me. I can take my right hand, put it down. So now I'm in like a tripod position. And now I'm going to take my left arm. We're going to put it towards the sky. And we're just going to be looking up towards the ceiling. And that gives us a really nice stretch in the back of our leg, our right leg, as we're lunging. And then you're going to really feel your scapula or your shoulder blades pinch together. And you'll get a really nice stretch like that. Then we'll rotate and go towards the other side for 15 seconds. So if we're ready, we'll get going with our quick feet here, starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. My slippers don't let me be fast. I need to take them off. If you decide to go east-west right now, you might find that I think we're a little bit faster going front and back. Three, 2, 1. Okay. So grab that towel. Start off with whatever foot you please. I'll go with my right one here. We'll stand on it. And for 15 seconds, we can drop the towel around us and pick it up. Should be able to get about 5 done in 15 seconds. One more. Okay. Switch your leg. Get balanced here. Make sure we're set. And then drop down. Pick it up. Okay. Whew. So now that we're done with that one, we'll move into our nice stretch. So I'm going to start off with my left leg in front of me first. Take my right arm, put it on the ground. So we got our tripod here and up to the sky. Hold this for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then we'll go ahead and switch to the other side. So the more you bring your hand around you here, you'll feel a better stretch in your back. 3, 2, 1. Okay. You can stay in the kneeling position, just change our legs here now. And up to the ceiling with our right arm now. Three, 2, 1. Okay. So relax. That is our second circuit. That's what it looks like. So we're going to go through that 2 more times. I apologize. I have a noisy floor. Okay. We're ready to get going for our second time through. We'll get ready for our quick feet, whether north, south, east, west, however you like it. We get going in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. We got 10 more seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Grab your towel. Get on 1 foot, get set, and then drop it down. You can drop it down in the exact same spot every time, but you can always use your left arm too. For your opposite, for our right foot's on the ground, you can use either one. Okay, go ahead and switch legs. All right. Now we'll get into our stretch. Three, two, one. Go ahead and switch now. Three, two, one, and break. Great job. I'll go through this one more time. Or not we gotta go. We're going to. We have to. We have the opportunity to go through it. I think with exercise, sometimes I catch myself saying, okay, I have to do one more, or I got to do one more. No, we get the opportunity. Our bodies are healthy enough where we have the opportunity to exercise and move our bodies. So I need to start saying I get to do this. I don't have to. I get to. You gotta be blessed. So there's your motivation for Thursday. Be blessed that you are able to move your body. All right. If we're ready, everybody, we'll get going for our last time through here. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. You can get a nice rhythm. You can use your hands to use your momentum. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. Grab your towel. I start on my right leg. And just drop it down. Pick it up. Go for 5 here. Go ahead and switch legs. Okay, now once the last time, you can go ahead and join me on the ground here, kneeling position. Use our other hand for support and come up and grab this foot or direct this hand towards the ceiling. Three, two, one. Go ahead and switch. And if you're having trouble feeling a great stretch between your shoulder blades, get into your tripod position here. Start off with your hand underneath your arm or your leg like this. So start from here and then just go right to the side. Sometimes if we're up here too high, like towards our ear, you don't feel it as much. So you want to be coming right from under your leg. Three, two, one. Okay, we made it. Great job. We'll allow you to take a few sips of water. Grab a drink, yeah. chill for a second. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and just meet me in the back in the center of the room for a cool down, a little bit of a slow march here. Then we can move to a side shuffle with some hugs, some shoulder hugs. Three, two, one. Then last but not least, we're gonna finish where we started. Nice quadricep stretch. We'll go 5 each leg. Okay, and that concludes our workout for today. I hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you on Saturday. And once again, thank you for joining. We'll see you. We'll see you next time.